Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Mugello. We are going to do this all over again tonight. We are here for the 60 minutes of Mugello. This is where everything has come down to it. It comes to the line, and we have just a couple drivers out here to make this happen. So, in the pro division, Andy White, he has been the immovable object of the entire division, and Mugello is his final exam. The assignment is brutal in its simplicity. However, one clean performance will lock the crown. Andy White must finish fourth or better, and that ends the fight for the championship for him. But obviously, Mugello is a very tricky track. Hayden Young, he's walking in with a all or nothing attitude. He must win and Andy White stumble all the way to the back in order for him to clinch the championship. This is the battle that we are going to watch all race long. In the amateur division, it ultimately boiled down to Quentin and Scott Kostrick. Quentin, he has clinched the championship the moment we go green flag racing here tonight. He must finish 17th or better, and we only have 13 amateur drivers here tonight at Mugello, so that automatically clinches his championship run. So he will be your champion. Let's go ahead and take a real quick look here at your starting grid for the amateur. I'm sorry, your starting grid here. You have Andy White on top with Peter Duke, Tim Reed, Harry Price, Wayne Douglas, Craig Korish, Hayden Young. Starting first in your amateur division, it's going to be Quentin Klumpert, your champion, the moment we go green. Scott Kostrick, James Moore, Daniel Poole, Mark Wesley, Matthew Macy, Harry Severn, Raymond Van, Christopher Haynes, Gareth Newton, Sean Clark, Joel Loudon, James Vardigan, Mark Ozier, and we have a special guest, Matt Benson, in that number 18. Very fast, very skilled driver. So he's joining us out here tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. We are getting ready to go green flag racing right here at Mugello for the final race of season 9 for the Mobile Fabrication Services GT3 series right here on Sensational TV. By the way, guys, I am Mike Taylor up here in the booth, and the field comes down the front straightaway into the very tight turn number 1. You get ready. One of the longest straightaways on the circuit. We are green flag racing. Andy White gets a good jump right behind him. Teammate Tim Reed, he's going to push his teammate out to that front in front of Peter Duke as they get down here into this braking zone. 3 wide action right behind them. They will go ahead and finish up here 2 wide as one driver has a little bit of radio communication errors. We have a 3 wide action into the first chicane. This is very deadly. These guys have to be very careful not to let them end up. Oh, we have one driver around. That's Wayne Douglas in that number 7 machine. He will fall all the way back to that 21st spot as we come back up here to your race lead. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, Andy White, he is pulling away like there is no tomorrow. This driver looking to clinch the season 9 championship here in the next 59 minutes. Tim Reed, Harry Price, these guys are battling back here for that 2nd spot at the moment. Harry Price has an opportunity, but he's going to need an absolute prayer that something happens. Gareth Newton, he just went way off track. Let's go back here real quick, take a look, see what happened. as he may have got a little bit of help there. But he will come back on just fine. Coming back here to Quentin and Klumpert in that number 8 BMW machine. He has a new paint scheme on his machine tonight as they come down the front straightaway for the first time to end lap number 1. Quentin Klumpert so far is doing a fantastic job keeping that machine on track. And we do have, you know, these drivers. The Flying Dutchman Racing Team driver right there, he's doing an absolute phenomenal job keeping himself on a track. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Back here with Hayden Young and Peter Duke. These guys are duking it out here. They are now starting to get themselves just a little bit more spread out. Tim Reed is doing his best to hold off Peter Duke of that number 177 McLaren. So last week, Clark St. James Motorsports took over the top 4 positions in the finishing order last week at Watkins Glen. And so that was a very big accomplishment for Clark St. James Motorsports, and they're looking to somewhat do it again here tonight. As we take a look here at Andy Price, Clark St. James, Harry Price, again, Clark St. James, Tim Reed, Clark St. James Motorsports, Peter Duke, DDK Racing Team, and then behind him you have Hayden Young for Sendit Racing. So these guys are starting to get themselves more spread out. Matthew Macy with a big moment here, heading down into this sweeping left-hander. Probably got a little bit of help there, but he will come back up on track with no harm done. This track is absolutely a very, very technical track, especially this first section, as you have pretty much a 180-degree corner for turn 1, and then turns 2, 3, 4, and 5. They are pretty much back-to-back chicanes, and so these drivers really got to mind their P's and Q's in those chicanes. As we come back here to Harry Severn in that 123 McLaren. He is chasing down Scott Kostrick in that number 01 machine. As he gets right there on the back bumper of Kostrick. He's looking to possibly try to make a run here very shortly for that second spot. As Quentin Klumpert, he continues to pull away. He's up to right now just about a 3-second lead on these two drivers behind him. Again, Quentin Klumpert is your series champion for the amateur division. And now Scott Kostrick and Harry Severn, these guys are going to be battling it out for that second spot in the championship. So this is one battle that we're definitely going to have to keep our eyes on as this race moves on. As you see here, Scott Kostrick now making that move on Harry Severn down the front straightaway into turn number 1. Right now, Harry Severn has the spot that you want to be in, but Kostrick, he's going to have that corner getting in. I'm sorry, Severn will have that corner getting in, and he's going to try to bring Daniel Poole with him in that Porsche, but he was not able to make it happen there. So these guys now going to drive into that second chicane back here and then make their way down this straightaway into this fast sweeping chicane right here, which is turns, I believe, 6, 7, 8. Let's take a look here. Oh, and trouble back there for Christopher Haynes, and I'm sorry, not Christopher Haynes, but Scott Kostrick. As you guys saw that back there, Scott Kostrick got really loose. Let's go back and see if we can get a quick look and see what happened. Just, I don't think that was it. I believe this is where it happened. So just coming through this fast section, you see that number 82 get a very good, decent run here into this braking zone. I believe it might have been right here. No. Just gonna wait just for a couple more moments, but I don't think. Okay. Yep, so the 82 makes a move here and just kind of gets into him right there. So he'll really only lose one spot on that incident, but now he is back just about almost 2 seconds now back to that number 82 machine of Daniel Poole. Let's come back up here to Andy White in that number 86 Aston Martin machine, as he is continuing to set pace around Mugello as he comes through turns 2 and 3, as he heads down to 4 and 5. So right now Andy White is putting on one heck of a performance here tonight in the season finale of the Mobile Fabrication Services GT3 series. So he's doing a phenomenal job right now, and Harry Price, he's not really letting him get out of his sight. These two may be teammates at the moment, but when it boils down to it, Harry Price, he does have an opportunity if, and only if, Andy White has issues at some point in this race and Harry Price wins. That is going to be the absolute only way Harry Price is going to win this championship. But with how strong Andy White has been, he has been the most dominant force the whole entire season. So I can't see Andy White really making a huge mistake here at Mugello. As Sean Clark, he did go off track back in the back, but he's going to go ahead and bring himself back up here. I'm going to jump back here to our friend visitor Matt Benson in that number 18 Valhalla Motorsports machine. And you know what? Let's go ahead and let's ride on board with this driver here for one lap. This may be a very technical chorus here on the iRacing platform, you know, the first couple corners are slow, they're tight, and then in this section here you've got long sweeping corners. And this last half of this race, you know, it's more the middle section is more long sweeping corners, and then you have medium, you know, tight corners right here. This is a flat out section here if you hit it just right, and then you come here into the final corner, which is a very unique corner in itself, as it goes from a very wide corner to a very tight, and then you need to hit it just right coming out of the corner. Because if you do not do that, then you will have a lot of you will lose a lot of speed down the front straightaway here. Joel Loudon, he just had a big off, as we take a look here and see what happened to him in his number 79 Ford Mustang. Oh, he got a little bit of help there from, I believe that was James, who was it? Wayne Douglas in that number 11 machine. So Joel Loudon, he is gonna start try to make his way back forward in his Ford Mustang. So that's something that we're gonna have to watch there. All right, let's jump back up here to your race lead. Andy White has gotten, or I'm sorry, he got passed by Harry Price. So now your race leader is going to be Harry Price. Let me see if we can go here. Let's go back here and take a look and see that pass. So right there, heading down into turn number 1, Harry Price used that speed on the front straightaway to get around Andy White, and Andy said, all right, you can go ahead and take it, because as of right now, I'm still second, and I'm gonna win this championship where I'm sitting. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, what a phenomenal run so far here for Andy White. Still hanging on to that second spot, not letting his teammate Harry Price get too far out front. Let's jump back here just a little bit to Tim Reed and Peter Duke, as these guys are starting to battle it out here for that third spot. That 177 of Peter Duke has been very strong the last couple of weeks, especially last week over at Watkins Glen. These guys are doing an absolute phenomenal job, you know, in that 177 McLaren. He is just doing everything he can to stay right there, right behind Tim Reed, and he's looking to pounce as soon as Tim Reed makes a mistake. Let's go ahead here and go back just a little bit here to Mark Wesley, as he is looking for that pass on Christopher Haynes, heading into the sweeping right-hander, coming down into the high-speed kink. He's not able to get around him, so he's just going to go ahead and fall back and hang tight right behind Christopher Haynes of that number 97 McLaren. And now here he comes. He's going to try to make another move on him here for that fourth place in class. Coming out of the final corner, here he comes side by side for that fourth place. Not able to get it. He's going to get himself tucked right back behind him, and he's going to try it again, heading it down here into turn one. But here comes Wayne Douglas in that number 11 Mercedes. He's now looking on the inside of Mark Wesley, and he is going to go ahead and take over that spot. And now Mark Wesley, he moves up into the fifth spot, and now he's going to try to get back around Wayne Douglas. A little contact there between Wayne Douglas and Christopher Haynes. I just realized that these guys are different classes. So that number 11, he is a pro driver. Christopher Haynes in that number 97, right behind him, is an amateur driver. And so these guys are really just sitting it out right now, just you know, duking it out for fun, for overall spot of 11th spot overall. But it doesn't matter what division they are in. These guys are both just having an absolute blast of a time. Scott Kostrick in that 01 machine, he is starting to have some issues as he went off track for a brief second. Just this very fast sweeping right-hander just got him over into the grass. But Scott Kostrick, this is not the kind of night he was looking for in that 01 McLaren. He's just absolutely struggling so far here at Mugello. And we are now just about 20 minutes into this race, ladies and gentlemen. Our race leaders, they're probably going to start coming to the pits in probably just about 2, maybe 3 laps, because that is something that I have noticed, that these guys usually try to make it about 35 minutes on a tank of fuel. So it's going to be very interesting to see when the pit cycle is going to start. Let's go ahead and jump back up here to this battle for this third spot between Tim Reed, Peter Duke. These guys are now racing very heavy for that spot. Let's take a take a look here at our intervals. As these drivers now come down the front straightaway. And Tim Reed right now, he's now going to, he thought about looking to the right hand side, but not yet able to do anything with it. Tim Reed holding off Peter Duke at the moment for that third spot. But Peter Duke, he is applying a lot of pressure at the moment. Tim Reed still holding off Peter Duke for the time being. As I'm looking through the rest of the field, everybody is having somewhat close battles, but no one's really trying to make any big moves at the moment. We're going to jump back here to James Vardigan's in that Jimmy's iced coffee machine. As you see, Mark Wesley, he gets way off into the grass, and that's going to allow James Vardigan's to get around Mark Wesley for that 13th spot. As you see, Mark Wesley getting off into the grass again a little bit there. A little bit further back, Mark Ozier and that number 71 McLaren. He is, you know, he's doing a pretty decent job this last half of the season. I know the first couple races were very, very tough for Mark. I believe he came in with just a couple DNFs to start the season, but just the last couple of races, he's been hanging out in the back, and then near the end of the race, he's made his way towards the top 5 the last couple of races. So he's doing really good, and he's trying to chase down Raymond Van Zoofen in that 84 BMW machine. Oh, Mark Ozier and his McLaren went way off track. As you see, Matthew Macy in that 89 Porsche, he was trying to get around him as well, but not able to complete the pass like Joe Loudon did in that number 79 Ford Mustang. And James Moore in that number 17 Aston Martin, he was the first one to come down into the pits. So he's going to go ahead and come back and rejoin the race and surface in his Jimmy's iced coffee Aston Martin. Let's go ahead and jump back up here to James Vardigan, who's running side by side now, or was side by side with Christopher Haynes in his Jimmy's iced coffee machine. Mark Ozier, he's looking to make a run here on Matthew Macy, but not able to get alongside of him this time. Just want to jump back up here to our race leader, overall race leader, I should say, of Harry Price in that number 98 AMG Mercedes-Benz. He's pulled out to a little bit over half a second lead over Andy White, as Christopher Haynes and James Vardigan's, these guys are now down on pit road, coming in to get service for their machines. They both now have left their pit stalls, and they're going to start making the way back out onto the racetrack. As we see Andy White once again getting right back to that back bumper of his race teammate and race leader Harry Price. As you see Tim Reed back there, he's still trying to hold off that hard charging Peter Duke, but Tim Reed, he hasn't gotten shook yet from that machine of Peter Duke. So he's doing pretty good right here. As you see Tim Reed, he's going to go ahead and come down pit road now. And Peter Duke, he will take over that third spot. Really good battle back here for this 20th spot overall. Christopher Haynes and James Vardigans side by side through this fast section. Oh, and Christopher Haynes lost it. And I believe he hit that inside wall. Let's go back here, take a look. Just both of these drivers racing real hard. He just got in there just a little too deep. And he will make contact with those tire barriers. So that's probably going to end his race. Not completely end his race, but definitely going to cost him a lot of time on speed. As you continue to see these drivers making their way down pit road. Wayne Douglas, Mark Wesley, they are now down here on pit road. As we take a look here at Wayne Douglas, now getting service on his AMG machine. As we jump back up here with Tim Reed, as he is starting to make his way up through the AM division. He's just taking it cautiously at the moment, just allowing people to get around him if they want it. As you see, he allowed Mark Ozier to go ahead and get around. You know, at this point in time, Tim Reed, he's just paying attention and hitting his marks to get a good, strong finish out of the race today. Harry Price and that number 98 is coming down pit road. Again, these drivers have to be very, very cautious about this as they come down pit road. They don't want to get a speeding penalty, as that could absolutely just ruin your race. So all these drivers are going to have to sit back and mind their P's and Q's getting down here onto pit road. As we take a look here at Andy White continuing to pull away from Peter Duke and Hayden Young. Let's take a look at Hayden Young and that Send It McLaren. All right, so Joel Loudon, he's down on pit road. Raymond Van Zoofen, he's on pit road. Mark Ozier, Scott Kostrick, Gareth Newton, Joel Loudon, he's just now moving out of his pit stall now. Andy White, your race leader, and Peter Duke. Andy White, he's coming down pit road. Peter Duke, he's coming down. Hayden Young also coming down pit road now. Craig Korish, Matt Benson, all these guys now coming down pit road. And that will only leave just about 3 drivers left to come down pit road. Harry Severn, Matthew Macy, and Sean Clark. All these guys still waiting to come down pit road for their only pit stop. And as I say that, Harry Severn, he's going to go ahead and make his way down pit road now as well. As you see here, Andy White and Hayden Young both now leaving the pit road. Harry Price, he is firing down into that second spot in front of Hayden Young, but still not going to be enough to get back in front of his teammate of Andy White. Tim Reed, on this exchange of pit stops, he fell back from that 3rd spot all the way back to 5th. So he had a little bit of a slower pit stop than the rest of the guys in front of him. So Peter Duke, he was able to get around Tim Reed, and he will go up into that 4th spot. So just like that, with our pit stops getting completed here, that right there just shows you you know, how much you can lose on the pit stops. And that's something that these guys are really wanting to keep an eye on as we come back here and take a look at Matt Benson for Valhalla Motorsports. And look at that beautiful little kitty cat right there. Matt Benson sporting off his cat in our SDK Gaming pictures. As you see him trying to make a run here on Craig Korish to go 6th overall. As we come back up here to Hayden Young in that number 46 McLaren. He's so far doing pretty good, holding off Peter Duke. And I'm going to go ahead and, you know, as this is the final race of the season, let's go ahead and come back here and say hi to everybody. Sean Clark, he is back here in that 22nd overall spot. He is 14th in class. James Moore in that Jimmy's Iced Coffee Machine. He's back here in 13th in class, 21st overall. Scott Kostrick, he's had a very interesting season to say the least. Yeah, it's a big time up and down season as the race goes on. Mark Ozier, as I said before, you know, DNF the first 2 races, I believe it was, and then had to came back fighting strong to do his best to move back up through the points. Gareth Newton in that number 24 McLaren. He's also had an up and down season as well. Christopher Haynes in that 97 McLaren. Had a very strong performance the last couple of weeks, but he's currently back there in that 9th spot in class. James Vardigan, also for Jimmy's Iced Coffee, he's also had a little bit of issues as well, you know, in that number 06 machine. Mark Wesley in that 88 McLaren, he joined up after the 3rd race, I believe. So he's still trying to find his footing here in the MFS GT3 series. As you see, Vardigan's trying to make a run on him on the inside of this corner as they will come through this next little chicane section here. But Wesley, he will pull out. Raymond Van Zoofen in that number 84 machine for the Flying Dutchman racing team. He's also had a, I don't want to say it was a great season, but he's been right there in the top 6th through 9th, I believe, most of the season. So he's pretty consistent in that machine. Matthew Macy also joining a couple races into the season, been out here very dominant in the amateur division. In his number 89 machine. Joel Loudon, after having issues early on in his Ford Mustang, he's been able to claw and fight his way so far back up into this 4th spot. So a spin here for Joel Loudon and fighting all the way back to that 4th spot in class for the amateur class. He's doing an absolute phenomenal job. Daniel Poole in that number 82 Porsche. He's been up front most of the season as well, right around the top 4, top 5. So he's had a pretty decent run. Harry Severed in that number 123, one of your title contenders. You know, he is currently duking it out with Sean Kostrick for that 2nd spot in class, and with Kostrick being all the way right now at 11th in class, that's going to pretty much solidify Harry Severn's second place finish in the championship battles here at Mugello. Wayne Douglas, he's been a quiet driver most season. Hasn't had very much strong finishes throughout the season, but he's always out here having a good time. Quentin Klumpert, your season 9 champion for the AM division. He had a couple really tough races, you know, to start the season, but he was able to absolutely turn. He absolutely turned his season around. And as of right now, yeah, and as of this race, he is your season 9 champion. So congratulations again to Quentin Klumpert, champion in the AM division. Craig Korish in that number 13 Ferrari. He's also had a up and down season for Clark St. James Motorsports. You know, he's fought himself up into the top 4 or 5 a few times. And I believe he also got possibly a 3rd place at one point as well. So pretty decent season there for Craig Korish. Matt Benson in that number 18 Ford Mustang. He is just a special guest here tonight as a elite driver. So he's not here for points. He's just here to have a good time with these drivers in the final race. Tim Reed, Clark St. James Motorsports machine as well, currently in that 5th spot. What a up and down season for Tim Reed as well. You know, he struggled the first couple races as well, and then, you know, he was able to fight himself all the way into the championship picture coming into Mugello. Peter Duke as well, been very, very consistent all season long, up in the top 5 all season long. So he's going to end the season on a very high note. Hayden Young came out swinging in the first couple of races, and he made himself known very early on for that Send It Racing team in the number 46. You know, he's just been absolutely on fire the whole entire season. Harry Price, same with him, on fire all season long for Clark St. James Motorsports, as he is right behind Andy White, his teammate. So Harry Price, a very well deserved 2nd or 3rd place in the championship when this is all said and done. Now we're going to come up here to Andy White in that number 86 Aston Martin. Right now, as it stands, no mistakes, he will be your pro division champion. That's all he needs to do, is stay right there, top 4. That's all he needs to take home the championship, no matter what happens at this point. Even if Harry Price is to get around him and win this race, as long as Andy White is in the top 4, he should win this championship. If Andy White has some sort of issue later on in this race where he falls all the way back, you know, to 9th in class, at that point, I believe, then Harry Price may be able to bring home that championship. But with how strong Andy White has been the last three or four races, he's been absolutely very phenomenal. Andy White, he did have 1 DNF on the season, and that was back at Interlagos in the rain. So he had a very up and down season to start, but man, this last half of the season he came back fighting very, very strong. And he is on point so far to make to take home the championship here at Mugello. Just coming here and looking into our chat, Lottie Ventures, hello. Let's get this Hayden. You can do it. Hayden Young, absolutely. He can still have a chance to win this. But he's going to need an absolute Hail Mary. Benson, let's go Benson from Maddie. Maddie, how are you doing? And I can tell you right now, Matt Benson has won the race in his class. So, hey, it's looking good for him. It's a good looking car. Absolutely. We have a lot of good looking cars out here. Maddie, which one were you talking about? Fendai Racing Esports. Some great racing going on. Absolutely. A lot of great racing happening here in Mugello. As let's go ahead and jump back here to Peter Duke, Tim Reed, as these guys are still duking it out back here for that 4th spot. All right, I just got word that that number 71 machine of Mark Ozier has retired for the night. And definitely a heartbreak there for Mark Ozier. Sean Clark is currently down in the pits as well. He probably looked like he probably had a big off. Let's go back, take a look here and see what happened. It sounds like he had some sort of engine or mechanical failure, as you guys saw, as he just came off and just went extremely slow. So not exactly sure what happened here to Sean Clark in that number 68 Porsche, but it looked like he lost all power to his car. Really good battle up here. Harry Price once again was able to get around Andy White. Let's come back here, take a look. Once again, it was that draft on the front straightaway that allowed Harry Price to get around Andy White. But as of right now, he's just doing his own thing out front now. He's pulled out to just about a 1 second lead over Andy White. But as long as Andy White just minds his P's and Q's and continues to run where he's at, he should be able to bring home the championship tonight. Let's go ahead and jump back here to this battle for this 4th spot. Joel Loudon, Matthew Macy. This is for the AM Division 4th spot, 12th overall. That's one thing about this AM division is these guys, they race hard, probably even harder than what our pros race. So watching these guys back here duke it out for positions is an absolute blast to watch. Loudon got extremely wide there, and that allowed Macy to pull up a little bit closer to him. Not able to make too much of it just yet, but with Loudon making those big wide exits, he's just got to be careful, because that just allows Macy to pull up right behind him, as they will come down into this long sweeping right-hander here and into our full throttle chicane. And right here, this is where Macy can really gain some time if he hits this chicane just right and uses this draft heading down into the final corner. So as long as he does it, there he goes right there. He brings it down. He's looking to go to the left side, not able to get, no, he will get alongside of him, but Loudon, he's going to have that better exit. And so Macy's just going to go back into that draft and possibly try to make a run here heading into turn 1. But right now, he may just be a little bit too far back in order to get this run. So let's see what he can do here. No, he's just going to, no, he's going to send it. He just sent it in turn one to get side by side here with Loudon. He is looking to make the pass, but right now Loudon has that better corner. Loudon, he will back out. Macy goes off track. That's going to allow Loudon to get back alongside of him, but here comes Zufin as well. He's looking to make an attack here in his BMW machine. Loudon is still out front, and that allowed not only Zufin but Vardigans in that Jimmy's Iced Coffee machine as well to come moving in. But here comes Mark Wesley trying to make a move on Vardigans back here as well. So right here in this battle here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars battling it out for that 4th spot in class. And we had Harry Severn go way off track here. Let's come back here, take a look. Yeah, he just went off track there. So he's got to be a little bit more careful with that. Craig Korish also went off track briefly, so it wasn't as bad as Severn's. But a couple cars here getting off track as we come back up here to Wayne Douglas. He's trying to get his way around your champion of Quinton Klumpert, which he will do just fine. Let's go ahead and jump back here to Matthew Macy and Joe Loudon, this battle for the 4th spot in class. These two are doing a phenomenal job keeping the racing tight, keeping it close. But right now, Harry Severn went way off track here once again. It seems like Harry Severn is starting to struggle here in the closing laps. Oh no, he actually got help there from that number 82, I believe, of Daniel Poole. And Daniel Poole, he will overtake for that 2nd spot. So Harry Severn, he will fall back to that 3rd spot. Everybody is now getting a little bit more spread out here as we take a look at Scott Kostrick trying to hold off the hard charging James Moore while trying to get around Christopher Haynes here as he's looking to go to the left side. He will pull alongside of him, not able to do anything with it, so he's going to go ahead and fall back behind Haynes as they will come through this high-speed kink section. And just look at this speed that Kostrick has coming down to the final corner. He's going to look to the right side, not able to do anything with it, so he's going to cut it back to the left, and he's going to look to try to get on the inside. He slips up just a little bit, had to get out of the gas, and that's going to ruin his run here on the front straightaway. So these two drivers are still going to continue to run nose to tail heading down here into turn number 1. Let's go ahead and jump up here to your side-by-side battle between Joel Loudon and Zufin for that 5th spot in class. These two drivers racing really hard, but here comes James Vardigans as well. He's making himself known that he wants that 5th spot overall, as he's looking to the right-hand side now of Zufin. Vardigans now alongside of him as they go side by side. Oh, contact from behind, and that sends James Vardigans for a spin. Mark Wesley got into the side, or into the rear bumper of him. It didn't register on my screen, so we're going to just have to cheat here just a little bit. And let's come back here and take a look into this heavy braking zone. Mark Wesley just missed his braking zone a little bit. And James Vardigans, he went for a little bit of a slide, but Mark Wesley did the right thing by slowing down, allowing James to regather himself. And now Mark Wesley, he's going to turn his attention to Vardigans once again, try to regain on him, and then make that move. Christopher Haynes in that number 97 just had a big spin, or not a big spin, but he got a little bit sideways there off of I believe that might have been Scott Kostrick as he spun again. So he may have a little bit of damage there on his machine, but he feels that it's not bad enough to come down pit road, most likely. As you see him coming out of the final corner, let's see if he makes that hard. No, he's going to stay out on track. So right now everything is settled out. Matt Benson, he's looking to get around Craig Corish here, heading down into turn number 1, but he's going to allow Corish to keep that spot for now. As we come back up here to your race lead, Harry Price, Andy White, and Hayden Young, they are all now all within 1 second of each other, almost nose to tail. But let me tell you what, this is a very strong fight here for your top 3 in points. As it stands right now, Andy White has it, and if Harry Price ends up winning, it might give himself second place, I think. So don't quote me on it until we get the final word. But as of right now, ladies and gentlemen, everything is absolutely looking great. Yeah, so as of right now, if everything were to end the way it is, Andy White would win the championship, and Harry Price, he would take over that that second spot. And in your AM division, as you guys see here, it will be Quentin Klumpert taking home the championship here tonight. Oh, Mark Wesley had a incident here. Let's take a look, see what happened to him here in the closing laps of this race. He just overshot the corner there, got sideways, and he's going to say, no, let's just go ahead and get it towed. So we definitely didn't want to see that, ladies and gentlemen, as we are in our final 4 minutes and just about 10 seconds. So the final 4 minutes here, Harry Price out front in this race. As of right now, Andy White, who is currently second, he is your Pro Division champion at the moment. So this still got time to change, but it's just going to be, you know, interesting to see here what happens here in the final 4 minutes of this race, as these drivers will come out of the final corner down to this very long straightaway. We may, I think we're going to see the white flag next time. But as we as they pass that lap down car there, I believe that was Christopher Hayes in that number 97, I believe. But so far, these drivers keeping it on track, keeping it nose to tail, as they dive down here into the into the second chicane, and then they're going to come into the high speed chicane right here to come back down this little hill. As they hit the bottom, they're going to start making their way up the hills again. And that's something that really makes this track very unique. And then if you hit this corner just right, it's an absolute beautiful thing to feel as you come hard charging into this very tight right left-hander, and down here into the 180-degree right-hander. It's a very long sweeping, then it goes into a very tight chicane, and then you got your full speed chicane right here, and now you're going to fly all the way down to your final left-hander of the track. So as of right now, these drivers are keeping their pace nice and steady. Andy White for Clark St. James. Take a look here. Yes, this is the white flag, ladies and gentlemen. The final lap of the season for Andy White, Harry Price, and Hayden Young. As you see, Hayden Young trying to get a better run into turn one, not able to do anything with it. But still, Andy White has to be very careful. He may want to just pull over and allow Hayden Young to get around him, as his championship is on the line. Final corners here. You see that one lap down car of Gareth Newton pulling over for your race leaders here on the final lap here at Mugello. Harry Price hanging very strong in front of Andy White. If Andy White again finishes right here in that second spot, this will be your season 9 champion. Coming down into this long sweeping right left chicane here, and they are going to throw the cars to the left side of the track for this final right-hander into the full throttle chicane for the final time. Your top 3 in points running 1, 2, 3. However, it is going to be Andy White with the championship. Into the final corner, nice and easy here. Harry Price for Clark St. James. He is going to take home your win here at Mugello, but it's going to be the man of the hour, Andy White, and his Aston Martin 86 machine for Clark St. James. He will take home the season championship, and Hayden Young will come home third in class for this race. What a phenomenal race this was right now. Coming down into the final part of this track, just your nice easy cornering here into the full throttle chicane. Ladies and gentlemen, Quentin Klumpert, driver of that number 8 BMW machine for the Flying Dutchman racing team. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. Out of the final corner, your final race winner for season 9 in the amateur division, it is going to be Quentin Klumpert, and your season 9 champion for the amateur division, Quentin Klumpert, will bring it home for the win and the championship. Congratulations to you guys. Daniel Poole in that number 82 Porsche, he's coming down the front straightaway now. He's going to finish up here second, and Harry Severn fought back hard, and he is going to bring that number 123 McLaren back home on the podium for this race. As we have our few final drivers coming through the final corners now. Joel Loudon, Raymond Van Zandt, Zufin, James Vardigans. These guys are going to come down to the start-finish line. 5th, 6th, and 7th. And coming back here is going to be James Moore and that number 17 Aston Martin to round out your race here tonight. But ladies and gentlemen, out here What a phenomenal race. Let's go ahead take a look now at your race results. Let's start with your pro division. Your overall winner, Harry Price. Second place is going to be Andy White. Hayden Young will bring it home third. Tim Reed fourth. Peter Duke fifth. Craig Kors sixth. Wayne Douglas will bring it home seventh. In your AM division, Quentin Kluppert will bring it home for the Flying Dutchman Racing Team in his number 8 machine. Daniel Poole in the number 82 will bring it home second. Harry Severn will bring it home third. Matthew Macy, Joel Loudon will bring it home fifth. Raymond Van Zoofen will bring it home sixth. James Vardigan seventh. James Moore eighth. Scott Kostrick ninth. Gareth Newton will bring it home 10th. Christopher Haynes will bring it home 11th. Mark Wesley 12th. Sean Clark will bring it home 13th. And Mark Ozier will bring it home in that 14th position. And let me take a look here, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see if I can get our current points updated. I think it got a little messy up here on me just a tad, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm gonna go and see what we can do about getting that all taken care of right now. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, for your pro championship, here it is. Andy White, he will win the championship with 198 points. Harry Price, he will bring it home second in the points by 1 point between himself and Hayden Young. Tim Reed and Sam Berry will round out your top 10. And I believe if this holds true, Quentin Kluppert, he hands down is going to be your series champion. And Scott Kostrick, I believe. No, that didn't go through right. Hang on, guys. Let me try this again. And so it keeps wanting to. Yeah, so it keeps wanting just to add it all together. I don't know why. But I'm going to wait on the final words before I give out the wrong information here. So while we wait for that information, ladies and gentlemen, let's come back here and see who's all ready to give us a little talking to.
Can I go up?
All right. So let's go ahead. Harry Severn is down here. Let's go ahead and talk with Harry Severn, driver of that number 1 123 McLaren. Harry, this is Mike up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you. Can you hear me?
I got you loud and clear. Harry, what an up and down day for you. I believe we saw you get into the gravel just a couple of times. Fell back, but man, you came clawing all the way back up to third. I didn't even see you climb up. You were like a little ninja today. How was this race for you?
It was interesting. I think that's one way to say. I mean, I did most of the heavy lifting on lap one. Then obviously got past Scott. I don't quite actually know what happened to Scott because I thought we'd be going all race, and then yeah, Dan at the end decided to nudge me off the track to make sure he got second place, which I think was a slightly naughty move. But yeah, no, it was, as it goes. Not my best track. Struggled in qualifying, but yeah, race pace was good.
Yeah, you definitely came back very strong. Like I said, I'm waiting to hear back from points for you guys in the AM division.
I think I'm runner up. I think I've secured runner
Yeah.
up, and I think Quinton's brought it home. Which, to be fair, he's had a mega season, so he deserves it. Because I think last year was a bit up and down, and this year he's just gone up to another level.
Right, and with Scott Kostrick finishing back in that ninth position today, I believe that will put you back up there in that second spot. So heading into season, heading into season 10 next season, what's your thoughts? And do you think you're gonna be able to outduel Quinton Klumpert next season?
Well, that's a question, isn't it? I mean, what is it? The last two seasons I finished runner up in the AM, so it's about time I got one better. But I think it'll be a tough order because, as I say, Quinton, he's obviously he's grinded this season, so he's deserved it. So he is a different level to the rest of us at the moment. But we'll see if we can try and bring him down a peg.
Absolutely. And is there anybody that you'd like to give a shout out before I let you go this evening?
No, I kind of said it at the start to all of the guys in there, but it's just mainly to Sean, Connor, and all of the other sort of admins, and also the sponsors as well, and obviously yourself. So without you guys, it's not the it's not the league, it's not the series that it is.
Absolutely. All right. Congratulations on your third place finish here today. Congratulations on your second place in points. We'll see you next season.
Cheers, mate.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be Harry Severn, driver of that 123 McLaren. Let's go ahead and I don't see Daniel Poole. So let's go ahead and pull up your season 9 champion, driver of that number 8 BMW, Quinton Klumpert. Quinton, do you got a copy?
Yeah, man.
Quinton, first and foremost, man, congratulations on your championship here in the amateur division for season 9. You had a little bit of a tough start to the season, just a tad, and the final 4 or 5 races you said, all right, we're going to put it into gear, and you came out and absolutely dominated out here. Tell us about your race today and and winning this championship. What does it mean to you?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Last season I finished third. I was already happy with the win, but winning a championship like this is incredible. I can't believe it myself that I won 4 of the 6 races. It's almost, yeah, I can't believe it myself.
Yeah, you came out. I believe you won 4 races this season. I believe.
Yeah.
So just an absolute phenomenal season for you all around. You said last season you finished third, and now you come home, with the championship under your belt. Heading into season 10, what's your thoughts about that and what you got planned for season 10?
Well, the pressure now is off to win one time, so I think next year will be maybe a new car. So trying to have more pick it up like a hobby. It's more like fun, and then we will see how the new car reacts and how it does.
Absolutely. Beautiful. And before I do let you go today, Quinton, is there anybody that you'd like to give a shout out to?
Well, all the guys with the racing was really clean racing, and of course Harry, because we put each other on pressure and got the best in between us. So really like a shout out for him being a good competitor this year.
Absolutely. All right, Quinton, congratulations on your win here tonight at Mugello. Congratulations on your season champion, and we will look at forward to seeing what you can do next season.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, driver of that number 8 BMW, Quinton Klumpert, your season 9 champion. Let's go ahead and bring in Hayden Young, driver of that number 46 McLaren. Hayden, this is Mike up in the booth.
Hello.
Do got a copy?
How we doing? You all right?
Doing pretty good, pretty good. Man, what a interesting race for you here today in Mugello, and what a phenomenal overall season for you. Talk about your season and how was your race today here at Mugello?
Yeah, it was a bit of a difficult one, wasn't it? It's last time out, I'd been a bit closer if I hadn't about crashed out on the second turn there. But yeah, I was at the end there. I was flying. I thought I'd just run out of time to fight with them a little bit. But yeah, I was got up there. I was happy with that.
Yeah, definitely. How was the battle for you? I know that near the final couple of laps there, you finally caught up to Harry and Andy. What was your thought process at that point, trying to catch these two?
Yeah, like I said, I just wish I had a bit more time. A couple more laps, I'd probably be able to get them because I changed tyres in the pits and they didn't. So I had a lot more sort of rubber. And on the last turn, I got the run on him and I just had a little bit of a wiggle. I don't know if you noticed that on the broadcast, but yeah, I just lost all momentum and finished third. But I'm happy with that. It was a good race. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, definitely really good race. Unfortunately, this third place finish here did drop you back to that third place in the championship. But all around,
Yeah.
your season was absolutely
That's
phenomenal. You came out, you won a race early on, and you lost it by 1 point. What would you
Yeah.
have done different this whole entire season to get that second spot?
It was just the last race in Watkins that did it. I got crashed out and finished. I can't remember even where I finished. It was awful, just a bad race. And yeah, that was it. I think it was just I was up there pretty much all season, podiums and stuff like that. But Andy, I can't take it away from Andy. He was flying this season. So yeah, well done to him.
Yeah, definitely a really good performance out of him.
Yeah.
Before I let you go today, is there anybody that you would like to thank?
Yeah, just everyone watching. The girlfriend's watching, parents are watching, I think. And yeah, guys, Andy, Harry, all that. Sean for setting it all up, and you, mate, for doing a decent job. Well done.
Absolutely, I appreciate it. Well, congratulations on your third place. Congratulations on third place in the championship, and we'll see you for season 10.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, third place third runner-up in the championship and in the race today, Hayden Young. Let's go ahead and bring up your race winner for today, Harry Price, a driver of that number 98 AMG Mercedes. Harry, do you got a copy?
Yeah, hello, Mike.
Harry, what a phenomenal performance out of you today here at Mugello. I know for a good majority of the race you were playing catch up to Andy, but you got around him twice on the front straightaway heading down into turn 1. Tell me about your race today, and then just overall your season, as you did come home second in the championship, so congratulations there. Yeah, so just tell me about the race today and how your season went.
So I think today, I do really enjoy it around here. So I don't think I had the best of qualities, so I want to make up for it. And then when me and Tim had a good little battle at the start, I don't know if you saw that. And then with Andy, we just tried to, because the track temps were so high, just to keep them down. So we were just swapping positions around throughout the race, trying to tyre save more than anything. And then I knew Hayden was close to me in the championship, so me and Andy swapped again, so I was P1, and then we just tried to make it home because we didn't change tyres. So at the end it was like ice. but we just hung on, which was good. So yeah, a really good race. And then with the season, I don't think I've really had the best season. I've had a couple of like decent ones, but then some which I've not been too happy with. So I'm quite surprised where I am in it. I didn't think I was going to be top 3 or anything this time. So yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah, you came out with a win. I believe it was just about 3 weeks ago. I believe it was, and so I mean that definitely that helped your championship run here tonight. But I mean all around, just what a phenomenal season for you. And what are you looking forward to the most about season 10?
Season, just a fresh start, fresh car, probably. Yeah, I'm definitely changing the car. Do like the Merc, but I just want to give something else a try. See what track list we've got and just go from there, really. Congratulations to Andy, absolutely nailed the season. Totally deserved to win. So yeah, and fair play to Tim. Everyone in Clark St James, really. We've all done a really good job.
Absolutely. Really good run for everybody, and congratulations on your second place in the championship, but your win here at Mugello. Congratulations, and we'll see you next season.
Yep, cheers. Thanks, Mike.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, your race winner, Harry Price in that number 98 AMG. Let's go ahead and bring up the man of the hour, driver of that number 86 Aston Martin for Clark St. James Motorsports, Andy White. Andy, do you got a copy?
I got a copy, Mike. How you doing, mate?
I'm doing great, but not as great as you, Andy. First and foremost, man, congratulations on your championship here in Season 9 for the Mobile Fabrication Services GT3 Series. What a phenomenal run out of you the last 4 races. I know early on in the season you had issues over in Interlagos and the rain. But man, you came back at the end of the season very strong, and talk about how your season went and then how your race went here today, finishing second at Mugello.
Yeah, the season on a whole has been quite a very good one for me. Like, I have discovered a lot of pace at a lot of tracks, and barring Interlagos where we gambled, I tried to take the slicks, but then I ended up missing the start. So we ended up with cold tyres. That was probably the lowest of the low for my season. Then after that, it was just about getting the job done, getting the strategy right, getting the pace right, and it's paid off. It's a great feeling.
Definitely.
The race today was a tough one. The guys were fast. Peter, Harry, Tim, Hayden. They were all fast, and we decided to gamble and not take the tyres at the pit stop. So in the first stint, we was trying to just manage the gap, but look after the tyres. Myself and Harry, we were trying to just help each other out, not get in each other's way, and just manage the tyres, manage the pace. And then, Hayden took tyres, I believe, and then he was super quick on the second stint. So we was just trying to save the tyres till he got up to us so we could have a little bit of a fight with him. But we managed to just about fend him off. I think 1 or 2 more laps and he would have been by easy, because he just had the fresher tyres, and the pace from him was super.
Yeah, definitely. Just overall, what a phenomenal race that we got to witness here in Mugello. I think that last week I was telling you this is just one of my favorite tracks to come to, and and for a lot of the guys I've learned, this is their first visit here as well. So I hope you guys had a lot of fun out there. Really great battle between you, Harry, and Hayden at the end. But what you got planned for season 10?
Well, at the moment, it's just about let's enjoy Christmas, have a reset, and then we'll think about what car we're going to take and do a little bit of testing, see what the track selection is, and Yeah, but at the moment, just have a little break from it and not think about it too much until the new year.
Yeah, that absolutely sounds like a really good plan. Well, Andy, congratulations on your championship run today. And before I do let you go, is there anybody that you'd like to give a big shout out to?
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to every single person that's competed in this league this season. It's been a great effort from all for the most part. We've been through the ups and downs together. We've had highs and lows. Yeah, it's been great. So shout out to all the people who have took part in it. Shout out to Sean for organising it. He's done a great job as always. Shout out to you guys for broadcasting it as well. I've enjoyed watching them back and seeing the highlights of the races. Shout out to all the lads at Clarkson and James, because without them guys, we wouldn't be nowhere near on the pace that we're at now. We're pushing each other constantly, every session, trying to get the best out of each other. So it's really good to see how everybody's getting faster and developing. And a final shout out to the missus and the kids, because they're always watching the streams and they're always supporting me. And that's what makes it possible.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks to all of our significant others to allow us to come here and do what we love to do every single week. So, with that being said, Andy, congratulations again on your championship run here in Season 9. Looking forward to seeing you next season, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday.
And you, buddy. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, your champion and your runner-up here in Mugello, Andy White, driver of that number 86 Aston Martin for Clark St. James Motorsports. My final thoughts before we get out of here today, ladies and gentlemen, all around, just what an absolute phenomenal race we got to witness here today, here at Mugello. One of my favorite places to race, one of my absolute favorite action-packed racing that we get to witness here. On behalf of myself and everybody here at Sensational TV, we would like to send a very special thank you to Transco Racing Group and Mobile Fabrication Services GT3 series for allowing us here at Sensational TV to bring you live coverage of Season 9. And as we end out here, we are going to go into the holiday season. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for Season 9. Congratulations to our champions, Andy White and Quinton Klumpert. Thank you, Matt Benson, and that number 18 Ford Mustang winner, obviously, of the Elite group. And I guess champion there as well. But definitely glad Matt came out to join us as a guest driver. So congratulations to everybody in the top 3 in both divisions. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, always remember, no matter what you do in life, you have fun doing it. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have yourself a beautiful time zone. Have a safe one.
Sensational TV YouTube channel. Don't fucking miss it.